So with our breath, remember, expanding the chest, expanding the ribs, kind of thinking getting wide in the body, and then we do the opposite. When we exhale, we pull it all in like the tight little corset. This is bonus until they get everybody signed in. Really think of that deep breath, not sucking in and up, but kind of sucking out. Your exhale should always be pulling in the abdominals. All righty. So can everybody hear me okay in the back, or should I turn the music down? Huh? What? Okay. So speaking of deep breath, let's go ahead and do that now. Take that deep breath. The long exhale. It's like a gentle sigh, but you're pulling in the abdominals. And again, that deep breath, yes, you get tall, but you also expand those ribs, and then long exhale. As you come to the end of that exhale, because we're going to inhale again, I want you to really focus on those lower abdominals. Here's the belly button, we're talking lower abdominals. And push them back to the chair, push them into your tailbone. One more time, exhale, focus on that pressing of into the lower back, maybe not the tailbone. Now we're going to bring those arms down. You're going to pinch those shoulder blades. As you do that, we're going to reach those fingertips to the floor even further. So we want to really extend the neck. And we do that breathing in the beginning so you get used to that. You get into that habit. So when we're doing these other things, you don't have to think about as much. So continue your breathing like that. I may or may not tell you when to breathe. You just breathe when it's comfortable. So with that deep breath, we're going to raise the arms, but keep the shoulders down to the floor. Take a deep breath, drop the shoulders. As those arms come down, pull your shoulder blades back towards the chair and keep your arms going back wherever feels comfortable, but still allows you to extend your head to the ceiling. Deep breath, take those arms all the way up. Shoulders stay down, lift the chest a little bit, get a little longer in the body. As we take that deep breath and exhale, pull the shoulder blades down, then keep them down, pushing them back now towards the chair. Arms going back as far as you can or as far as you feel good with. As you do that, your shoulders push down further, your fingertips reach to the floor. Deep breath, take it up again. This time we're going to leave them there for a few moments. So as you hold, drop those shoulders a little bit. Now think about moving only the arms back behind the head, just a little bit. From here, pretend like you're holding a beach ball and just move to one side so those arms stay exactly like that. Take a deep breath, reach up and come to the other side. Exhaling when you get there and pushing those arms a little bit back. Inhale and reach and over. Exhaling when you get there, pushing those arms just a teeny bit more behind the ears. And one more time, inhale, exhale over, pulling that stomach inward. Don't go too far, you'll fall over. And then come back to the center. As we drop the shoulders, we lift the chest. We're going to lower the arms with the palms up. So right here, we have the shoulders down. We're going to pull those elbows to the back of the chair. Think of that chest and body, the spine getting taller as we pull the arms back. Reach out, keeping the shoulders down. Take that deep breath, exhale. Push back, pull the belly button in at the same time. Deep breath, reach out. This time, bring your hands and lace them. And as we inhale, we're going to exhale and do a seated cat. So you're going to push your belly button to the back of the chair, push your arms forward, and push that belly button in. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, we're going to raise right over the head, coming back as far as you can, but without arching that back. Take a deep breath, return to that cat. Exhaling, pushing the belly button in, and then pushing those arms away. Take a deep breath. I'm going to come up again. Stomach is still tight. Arms are reaching back. From here, we're going to just move them a little bit over. And as we stay here, we're going to think about reaching the arms to the ceiling. Take a deep breath, exhale to the other side, keeping that stomach firm. And then take that exhale, push up and back to the center. Dropping the shoulders first, we're bringing that down slowly in front, and we'll bring it in to the heart. And you can push back all the way. And go ahead and sit back against that chair. Take those arms. And this time, as we push the elbows back, you should feel the elbows touch the chair, then the mid-arm, then see if we can get the upper back, maybe even the tops of the shoulders to touch the chair. You should feel the squeeze in your shoulder blades here. This is the squeeze and the feel we're going to be looking for the whole time. So hold that squeeze, take a deep breath. As you exhale, slowly slide towards the floor, keeping your back against the chair. Take a deep breath as you come up. Lift from the chest. So lift your chest up, get to the center, pull those shoulders back a little more. Deep breath, and we're going to slowly come down. Keeping those shoulder blades pinched. Take that breath, tighten the stomach, and come back to the top. Taking your arms this time and taking them all the way behind you. So now they're going to touch the back of the chair. Your elbows will be a little bit out to the side. Push them in. Lift the chest. Deep breath. Exhale. Relax. Let those elbows relax a little bit. Take your arms up a little higher. Yeah, some of you have them way low. We want the elbows bent. Deep breath. Exhale. Pull the elbows together. Inhale. Drop the shoulders down without changing too much of the arms. Just a little bit. Good. As we release, we're coming all the way down, pushing those fingers to the floor. And if we can grab the bottom of the chair, that little second rung, go for it. If not, just hold the bottom. Keep those shoulders back. So remember, top of the shoulders touching the chair. Inhale and exhale, looking to one side. Inhale and exhale, coming to the center gently and slowly and pulling that belly button inward. Pull those shoulders, lift that chest a little bit. Deep breath in, exhale to the other side. Now don't rush to the other side because we have to reset the posture in the middle. Deep breath, exhale to the center. Pull those shoulders back, almost like you're gonna put your back over the top of that chair. And as you take a deep breath, let your head fall to one side. Focus on that opposite arm, either pushing down to the floor or trying to grab the bottom of the chair. Then deep breath, exhale to the center. Stay right there for a moment because we do tend to change our posture. Pull those shoulders back, lift the chest. Inhale, exhale over with that head. Trying to get as much distance between the shoulder and the neck as you can. And then we'll exhale back up to the top, and you can release those fingers. And we're going to sit up nice and tall. So now we don't have the back against the back of the chair, but we still have our posture as if we did. Take a deep breath. We're going to rotate to one side. Now, if you want to hold on to the chair to help you hold that rotation, go ahead. As we inhale and get tall, we'll exhale to the center and then to the other side. And once we get there, we're going to focus on lifting that spine to the ceiling while dropping the shoulders down. Then inhale, exhale to the other side. Same thing, we're focusing on the shoulders going to the floor, spine getting long, and then rotating a little bit. Remember to keep your head even with your spine. You don't have to try to work your head all the way around the chair either. Inhale. Exhale to the other side. Focus on that belly button in. Nice and tall. Dropping those shoulders. And then exhaling back to the center, where we're going to push forward about halfway. And go ahead and take the feet about shoulder width. So from here, we have those shoulders back as if we were touching the back of the chair with our elbows. We're going to hinge at the hips and come about halfway forward. Gently pressing the heels into the floor. Take a deep breath and bring it back up. Still extending your spine to the ceiling. So we take that deep breath. We're still getting that head to touch the ceiling, and then we're hinging at the hips. Thinking about pushing the chest down as we pull the elbows back. Getting to wherever's comfortable for you to hold with that back, thinking long and pushing the body away from those hips. As we slowly come back upward, we're going to try to maintain that position in the upper body and bring the hands to the inside of the legs. So keeping that chest up a little bit and hinging at the hips, we're slowly coming down. You can come down as low as you feel comfortable with. Fingertips on the ankles would be the limit, but keep those shoulders back. Now you're going to have to look a little bit away from your feet so you keep your spine in line with your neck. We're going to take your left arm outside your left knee. Take a deep breath, and as we exhale, we're raising that arm to the ceiling, keeping the other arm against the knee. Do whatever feels comfortable with your head. If you don't want to look at your hand, that's okay. Take a deep breath, reach the arm to the ceiling, and then bring it back down. Once we are at the center here, pull those shoulders back, lift the chest so that we get that curve in your back, and then take the other arm out. Deep breath, we're going to rotate up. So focus on getting wherever it feels good. And then as we inhale, reach that arm to the ceiling, then keep reaching it to the wall as we bring it back down. Once we are here, we're going to pull those shoulders back and lift the chest a little bit more and bring your hands together. So now we're going to bring those elbows up to the knees. And from here, we're going to really push those shoulders down and lift up, doing a sphinx, almost as if we're trying to stand up, but we can't. We still have to kind of look further away from our feet. And then we're going to take a deep breath, and as we exhale, we're going to rotate slowly to one side. Don't worry if you don't get to the knee right now. Focus on getting that other arm up towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, come back to the elbows on the knees. Pull those shoulders back towards your hips. Get used to that tall, long body posture. Pull your belly button in and take a deep breath. Exhale to the other side. Focusing on the upper arm going to the ceiling and rotating. You can use your breath to try to rotate a little extra. And then as we exhale and come back to the center, we're going to go ahead and relax those arms down, lift that chest up, and we're going to go one more rotation. So keep that chest up and those shoulder blades pulled back as much as you can, taking that left arm out. Deep breath up and reach. Remember, you're rotating from the lower back here. So it doesn't really matter about the arm. It does matter where your neck is comfortable, but it's that lower back you're rotating. And on your next exhale, we bring it down nice and slowly. Holding in the center to reset that posture, because your shoulders do tend to come forward. Pull them down, get them real hard, pinch those shoulder blades. Take the other arm out, and here we go. Exhaling as you rotate up. Continuing to use that deep breath and that long exhale to help you relax and rotate that lower back a little more. And on your next exhale, we can reach away and come down. From here, we're going to go ahead and pull those shoulders back just like we're set up and bring the arms back to the knees. And we're going to really get tall here, almost sitting up all the way, and really focus on pulling those shoulder blades down and the shoulders actually away from those ears. As we take a deep breath, we're going to bring the hands together and exhale forward. Gently pressing the heels into the floor. You can squeeze your butt cheeks, engage a little bit of the glutes. As we inhale, we're going to exhale and bring those hands right back to your knees. Getting even longer and taller than we were the first time with those shoulders further away. Take a deep breath, and as we exhale, we're bringing those arms out front, but we're bringing them higher this time. We're doing more like the chair pose. The arms are going to go towards your ears, maybe even a little bit past your ears. Take a deep breath. Exhale and reach that body off your hips. Reach those arms like you're going to touch the ceiling at an angle. Deep breath brings us up to the top. Stomach's nice and tight. We cactus arm down, pushing those shoulder blades back as far as you can. And then bringing the arms back to the front. Deep breath, exhaling up. Pushing those arms back behind the ears, getting that long body, pulling the stomach in, and then we inhale and exhale forward into that chair pose. So yes, push your heels into the floor. You can push the ball of the foot too, but make sure that you've got some engagement in the back of the legs. We are still lifting the body away from the hips. And then as we exhale, we bring it up to a tight stomach and a tall back, and cactus arm down, opening up that chest, really pushing those elbows back as far as you can until they come in and touch your spine, and relax all the way down. We're going to work those feet together. And from here, if you need to scoot forward, you can. Feel free to get your butt adjusted however you need to, because sometimes things shift when we're doing everything. But we're going to sit nice and tall, and we're going to hinge from the hips with the arms out to the side. So think of your chest as pushing towards your knee. Your bent leg can gently press into the floor. Take your hands, bring them out behind you, and reach back as if you were going to touch the chair. As you take a deep breath and you exhale, hinging at the hips, we're stretching through that hamstring and holding that position. Then we inhale, and as we exhale, we straighten the body, pulling the stomach in. We're going to bring that leg right on top of the other knee. Now here we've got to keep the back straight. We can't round that lower back, we'll get a different stretch. So as you sit nice and tall, we hinge at the hips for our seated pigeon. So very important to try to keep that back long and tall and hinging at the hips. So we'll reach those arms behind you, and if you can grab the chair, fine, or you can just keep reaching those arms back. Lift your head to the ceiling. You want to feel that right in the glutes and the hip. And then take a deep breath. Exhale tall, pushing those arms to the floor. And then we can wrap this around and gently bring it across the body. So as that knee goes towards the opposite shoulder, drop your shoulders and lift your chest higher. And then sitting even taller, we cross that leg over nice and proper. So our shoulders pull back, elbows are going to pull back. We take a deep breath and rotate towards that leg. And as you hold, you can grab the back of the chair and get that body even taller, even gently pressing your foot into the floor to get deeper and longer through that spine. Take a deep breath and exhale to the other side. Dropping the shoulders, focusing on that lower back as you turn and putting your head wherever's comfortable. As we return to the center, we're going to take that leg off and take the other leg out. Going back to that tall posture, adjusting our butt if we need to in the chair. Taking that deep breath, we'll drop the arms and bring them forward, gently pressing that foot into the floor. Hinging at the hips to get that hamstring and calf. You can pull your toe back if you're not feeling enough of a stretch. We can bring those arms back behind you and push them away. So we lift that chest a little bit and then hinge a little more as we take the arms either palms up or down, up to you, and push them away and up to the ceiling. Each breath should bring you a little teeny bit lower. And then on your next exhale, we really push those arms away and lift your head to the ceiling. Getting really long and tall in that body. Pulling in the stomach as we bring this leg up. So even though it might be tight and slightly painful, make sure you're sitting up nice and tall. So we're hinging at the hips. So we'll go ahead and bring those arms down to keep us honest, and we will bend only at the hips, not the waist. And again, if you want to hold on to the back of the chair, you can. But the main thing is to think of your body as going to the ceiling, okay? Your head's being pulled up towards the ceiling, even though you're bending forward. We don't want to round the low back. We want to get that stretch in the hip. Reach those arms away. Each breath taking you a teeny bit lower. And then as we exhale, we'll come up and grab a hold of that leg, gently pulling it across the body while we drop the shoulders and lift the chest. Then taking our next exhale and bringing that foot down, continuing to sit even taller. Take your breath and exhale to whichever side you want to start with. We're doing both sides, so it doesn't matter which you start. As you take that deep breath, get long in the spine and rotate to the other side. So dropping the shoulders, lifting the chest, using your arms to help you rotate a little bit from that low back. And then as we return to the center, we're going to uncross those legs. Keep them together though. And this time we are going to take these arms here. And focus on that top arm going to the ceiling. As we take a deep breath, exhale, coming to the center, coming back up to straight position. Pull those shoulders back, stomach tight, take a deep breath. Exhale, hinging at the hips, pulling the stomach in. Then your next breath, we rotate. Inhale, exhale. Get those arms up, elbow to the ceiling. And then as we inhale, we'll exhale back to the center and slowly raise the body. Taking those arms straight up and back behind the head a little further, opening up that chest. And then exhaling, cactus. Push back all the way until those elbows touch your spine. I know they won't really touch your spine, so don't, hold me to that. Reach it down. Now we're going to scoot to one side. And if you want to, you can scoot back in the chair too, if that's more comfortable. We're going to start with one leg out to the side. All right, sitting nice and tall. We're going to take this arm up. This arm can stay on that leg, and we're going to slowly reach down. Now I want you to focus on lifting your body to the corner of the room and then opening that chest up a little bit to the ceiling. So there's a little bit of rotation here to actually get us straight. Now as we inhale, we're going to exhale and push the arm to the ceiling like somebody's pulling you, and then we're going to grab the chair and take this arm over the top. So whatever kind of bend you want, but what I want you to think about is the arm reaching in one direction, this leg reaching in the opposite direction to cut you in half right above the hips. Take a deep breath, reach, keep reaching to the ceiling and go back down. So as we hold for a little bit, you'll be reaching a little further. You'll be rotating that chest to the ceiling, and you'll be breathing, hopefully. And that arm can even go a little more behind the ear, or behind the head, or in the rear direction. So as we inhale, we're getting pulled up by that arm to the ceiling, dropping the shoulders and coming over. Arm going back behind the head and then reaching as that chest stays nice and parallel to the other wall. The other leg is reaching away. You should feel cut in half at the waistline. Good. And then we're going to get pulled up to the ceiling again. And we're going to bring this in. We're also going to bring this leg in, and this is the new thing we're going to do today. We're going to hold on to the chair. We were practicing this before we started. We're going to move this leg back. Do not fall out of the chair. So if you can, we're going to pull those shoulders back, and we're going to lift this foot and see if we can grab a hold of it. If you cannot grab a hold of it, then you just leave it there and move the thigh back. Okay? Or if you get a cramp or something like that. This is a tight side for me, so there we go. But you guys are doing great. So pull those shoulders back. No pressure, but we'll just hold this position until she gets that shut off. And you can take your knee and move it back just a little bit. So we should get that stretch in the front of the leg, the one that we want so much. And I keep telling you to do for homework, right? Come back to the center. See, that wasn't so bad, was it? No, so we're going to move to the other side. But first, we extend that leg. We've got some gate poses. Now this foot can be straight out to the side. Some people like to have it a little bit more open, but you can have the foot down or up. I'll let you customize that. So shoulders are back. We lift nice and tall. We're taking this arm up and we're sliding over. You will need to press this leg a little bit into the floor just to keep your balance. So this arm is not just bending over us to look pretty, it's actually lifting our body up so that we get right over here above the hip, that stretch. Then we'll take a deep breath, reach that arm to the ceiling, get long, come over, hold the chair, and down to wherever feels good. So just like before, we are reaching, chest is rotated to the ceiling, leg is reaching the opposite side. Pretend like you're in a tug of war and you are the rope. Inhale, exhale, lift to the ceiling and bring it over again. Pinch your shoulder blades as you come into it. And then as we're holding, we are pinching the shoulder blades, lifting the body up, extending the leg a little away, rotating the chest, and remember to breathe. Good. We'll come up and over one more time. Same rules apply here. Those shoulders need to be away from your ears. So pull them down, reach. Exhale, pull that stomach in. And then somebody's pulling your arm straight up to the ceiling as we bring that down. And we'll slide this foot in, and then we'll work it back. Getting our good posture, and then holding the chair and bringing that leg up and back. Oh, I see. You guys started with the easier leg, didn't you? Okay, so if you can't grab it, you can still leave it on the floor, push it back, or even just hold up a little bit. So there's options there. Well, when you do this standing one like this at home all the time, this one's not going to be too bad. Little incentive. As we release, we come back to the center. We're going to take those legs extra wide. Yep, extra wide. So you can sit further or forward or back, whatever you want. Sitting nice and... Yeah, well, we're riding a horse. So shoulders are down. We are going to hinge at the hips forward. So I want you to feel that stretch in the inner thigh. And we are lifting the body up as we're pressing the chest forward. Inhale and reach, getting longer. Pull your stomach in nice and tightly. Take that deep breath, press your heels into the floor and hinge again. This time a little more pressure of the heels into the floor to help get those hamstrings involved as you stretch those inner thighs. And those arms can still go back behind the ears. As we take a deep breath and we lift the body to the ceiling. Stomach is tight right here. And we'll cactus arm down for fun. And now the moment that Dee Dee's been waiting for, we're going to turn to the side. So in this position, you can bring your leg all the way back to the chair. And you can keep one leg to the side, You can take it a little back, or you can actually straddle over the chair, which isn't as bad once you get in the position. But pick whichever one is most comfortable for you. We're going to go into warrior one. So our arms are going to come up to our ears. As we inhale, we're lifting the body almost off the chair, lightly pressing the feet into the floor. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, rotate towards me into warrior two. We are extending those arms away, pinching the shoulder blades. You can even think about that back leg extending away from you as well. As we inhale, we're going to exhale up into warrior one. Shoulders are down, a little more pressure on the feet this time. And we're going to inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to turn towards the mirror, dropping both arms to the outside of the chair. So you're going to have one arm on each side of the chair and basically turn your body around. So go ahead and hold on to the chair. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, you can release the chair and come back forward. Arms are going to be straight out in front of you this time, just straight out in front of you. We're going to take the arm closest to the chair and put it right through the little gap that's in the chair. The other arm, your outside arm, is coming up to your ear. We take a deep breath, and we're going to slowly lean over the back of the chair. So as we lean a little bit, continue to reach to the corner of the room. You can push those hips a little bit underneath you and breathe. As we bring that back to the top, we're going to bring that arm back up, and we're going to have them both straight out, and then your outside arm is going to go behind you. Your front arm is going into reverse warrior. So we are lifting that arm over the body towards the ceiling, focusing on that stretch through the hip. Then as we inhale and reach, we're going to exhale, bring that arm down, come back to center, take both arms behind you, reach them. We're coming into humble warrior. We can press a little bit of the heel of the front leg into the floor. As we inhale, we're pushing those arms away on the exhale, getting long in the neck and the body. And then as we inhale, we are going to lift your body upward. We're going to release those fingers and move back to the center, where your legs are nice and wide. Okay, a few less grunts, that's good. Deep breath, reach it out. Press the heels into the floor, get that inner thigh and hamstring to stretch and work for you, raising those arms. Good, hold, take a breath, exhale down, and then inhale back to the top. Bring it on through, push those elbows back, stretch out that chest. And then we go to the other side. Now, don't have to have the exact same position in this leg. So if this leg's tighter or something, you can have it on the side or here or straddle. The main thing is if something's not comfortable, go back to one of those other positions. You're not married to it, okay? So we are nice and long, and we're coming into warrior one. So as the arms go up, the shoulder blades actually go down. We're gently pushing the legs into the floor, hips underneath you. Take that deep breath. As you exhale, move to warrior two, facing me, arms out. Reach those arms away. You can also think about reaching the legs away, pressing the feet into the floor a little bit if you'd like. As we inhale, we come back to warrior one. Pushing those legs underneath you. And then we take a deep breath, and as we exhale, rotate towards the back of the chair. Grabbing the back of the chair if you can. Keeping those shoulders down, chest up, and slowly rotating. Remember your posture. Stomach is tight. And as we exhale, we bring both arms out in front of you. So both of them are straight. We're going to drop one to the inside of the chair, the other to the outside ear. Take a deep breath and exhale, reaching our body up and slightly over. So once you get that tilt, then think about the hips moving underneath you. Almost like the tailbone going underneath you, and even that back leg pressing a little bit into the chair. Take that breath, lift the body up. Bring the other arm parallel to the first. And then we drop that forward arm, whatever, and take the other arm to reverse warrior. You know what you're doing. Lifting the body off the hips and pushing them underneath you. From here, we're going to go ahead and bring that straight out and behind you, clasping those fingers, pushing the shoulders away, inhaling and exhaling into humble warrior, hinging at the hips, pressing a little bit of those legs into the floor. Reach those shoulders away. And as we release humble warrior by coming upward, we'll take those arms out and back around until we have even wider legs than we started. Yes, it's possible. So those legs are wide. We can gently use the hands to move them out a little bit. Good. From here, we're going to brace ourselves and come over to one side. So as you're lifting that body to one side, you're also rotating a little bit. Then we're going to come up and down onto the other side. So bring it up and over, rotating a little towards the ceiling. And then we'll exhale up. And we're going to take one leg to the front and one leg out to the side. If you're more comfortable further forward on the chair, please feel free. But in this one, we're going to sit up real tall. We're going to bring those arms out to the side. And then we're just going to turn the body down, trying to get those arms in a straight line. Remembering to rotate the chest to the ceiling. We inhale and we exhale slowly towards the ground if you can, focusing on our triangle. And as we exhale nice and tall, we bring those arms out, pinch those shoulder blades. Press that front foot into the floor a little bit more. Pull your stomach in. Let's get a little more awareness into this triangle. Inhale. Exhale down. Awareness means your front foot, the one that's bent, is pressing into the floor. Your belly button is pulled into your spine. Your shoulders are pinching. Your shoulder blades are pinching together as you rotate. So we're a little more thoughtful this time. And as we exhale up, we pull ourselves up and bring those arms out and down, switching to the other side. So you get a practice triangle and then one that you have to really think about. So arms are coming out, pinch those shoulder blades. Exhale down slowly. Now I know both sides won't always be the same as far as how well they can move, so do your best. We're trying to rotate that chest to the ceiling and keep those arms long and apart. So again, somebody's trying to pull your arm right there. And then as we exhale, we come back up to the top. We're going to remember to pinch those shoulder blades and pull the shoulders away from the ears, pulling the stomach in. Deep breath. Exhale down. So remember, stomach is tight. Front foot pressing into the floor. We're really focusing on everything we can think of with this one. Rotating a little of that chest to the ceiling as we push the arms in opposite directions. Make it work. Then as we inhale, we exhale up with that arm pulling us. Going right back in that pinched position. Relax it down. Bring that leg in. And scoot a little bit forward onto the chair. So from here, drop your arms. Take them behind you. Grab the chair and lean into this. So as you lean, take your head and make sure it's in line with your spine, which is also going to be at a little angle. Exhale, pull those shoulder blades together. Pull those shoulders back. On the next exhale, we are going to straighten. We're going to press the feet into the floor. Bring the hands forward. You're going to push as if you were getting out of the chair, but don't get out of the chair. And then we're going to come back. Deep breath pulls that stomach inward. Exhale, pulling the shoulders down. Press the feet hard into the floor like you're going to stand up. Bring it back. This time we're going to come a little higher. Inhale, exhale, and go ahead and try to come up a little bit so where you're hovering on the chair. Now, if you come all the way up off the chair, I guess I'll be okay with that. But we also want to get low and hover and then sit back down, arms up this time. Now, with a deep breath, we're going to exhale and try to stand up, doing the real chair pose right there. So just hovering over that chair if you can, keeping the quads tight, pressing the heels into the floor to get those glutes to work, and then lucky us, fall down into the chair. Good, that wasn't so bad. Now that you've got so many things loose, we are going to scoot to the side one more time and do our quadriceps stretch. So again, forward or back on the chair, whatever's comfortable, but posture is important in this stretch. Grab the chair, grab that foot. So when you get that foot, easier said than done, pull your shoulders back, get your body long and tall. Because what we want to stretch is the front of that leg, but also the hip. It goes all the way up to the shoulder. Now as we put that leg down slowly, extend it behind you. Wherever you can get that's comfortable. Now take your tailbone, push it forward underneath you, put some weight back, and I want you to feel that stretch right there as we bring that arm up. Reaching that arm to the ceiling, we're going to take it over. And as we do that, we're still reaching away and we're still tucking the tailbone underneath you. And then back to the center. Bringing that in slowly, sliding all the way in. Got a twofer on that one. Take it to the other side. I'll figure out how to work this in a little more flowy, but for now, the battle was just finding out if you could actually do it. There we go, grab that foot. Yeah, this is probably easier without the shoes on. Or you can grab your shoe. They have those little tassels on the back, sometimes you can grab. So we were just trying to move that thigh back a little bit, keep that front foot pressed in. We have the shoulders back. We're sitting tall, aren't we? We're not leaning towards that leg, right? We're trying to get our body nice and square, good. And then as we slowly exhale and lower that leg, good, nobody slammed it to the ground. Extend that leg back behind you. And this one's important. We push that tailbone underneath you. We get that stretch in that hip flexor. This is really challenging. You're going to probably feel it some down there. I know you're anxious. Up we go. Reach to the ceiling and over. Continuing to push that hip underneath you. I want you to feel how this hip flexor here goes all the way through your back up to your shoulder and even your neck. So that's why it's so important for us to get these stretches. And to be honest with you, a couple months ago, I don't think you could get in this position. Good, relax it down. Bring that leg in. I think you probably would have looked at me and just thought I was crazy to get your leg back there and do all that. So as we sit nice and tall, rotate. Back to the center, tall, other side. Coming back to the center, scoot yourself back all the way into the chair. Go ahead and let your back rest against that chair. We want to bring those elbows up. So remember, this is pulling the shoulder blades back. Think about the upper shoulders being back against the chair. Does it look like we're driving a big Cadillac now? With the big wheel, big steering wheel, remember those? Okay, well, this is what we can do with the stoplight. Because our steering wheel is going to force our hands forward, which is going to force our posture forward. So what we have to do when we get to a stoplight is pull it back. And squeeze, pushing those arms back against the car. Now, even better, we've got the choo-choo train going by. So we can do that, and we're going to push our head back against the headrest. So push your head straight back to the headrest, because you got to keep your eyes and count all the cars on that train. So there's no chin lifting, there's nothing, it's just sucking straight back. Good. That's how you make use of that headrest. Take a deep breath and relax it all. The more you do that, the more your body will get used to being in that position, and the more it will be your friend. So now that we come up, those arms should be really far behind your head now. Good. We bring them down, pushing those elbows to the side, squeezing the shoulder blades, not the chest. Take a deep breath, bring it back up. Lifting that body upwards, pulling the stomach in. We inhale, we exhale down. That's where your arms are coming right to the heart, squeezing the shoulder blades, and you say namaste. Yay, good job. Yeah, you guys have all come a long way from, because you probably don't remember when we used to go like this and everybody was like, oh, yeah. And then we would do this, and we wouldn't even be over the bottom, we'd be here, okay? And then we'd be here, and then everybody would be like, oh my God, oh yeah. That was like grunt number 2. Yeah, it's amazing. You guys don't make any noise at all. So yeah, so good job keeping sticking with it. Yeah, your progress definitely shows. I'm very proud of you.